Coming up on a Levi Trumbull exclusive.
I ran a red light? Is that why I'm being pulled over? Yes.
The Frederick County Sheriff's Office is looking to make an arrest.
Well, I'm not going to perform field sobriety, but I will step out of the vehicle. I don't have a problem with that.
Why won't you perform field sobriety?
Why would I? Why would I give you probable cause to take me in?
The only problem is that Levi is stone cold sober.
What is your probable cause to think that I'm under the influence of alcohol right now? You think that I'm DUI right now? This is insanity. I can't wait till you take me into Frederick County Sheriff's Office. I'm going to blow on your actual test, and it will be completely sober, sir.
And it's all fun and games at the Sheriff's Office until the truth is finally revealed.
I'm going to blow straight zeros. Okay. I don't give a So he's sitting here giving me his opinion on how everything should work.
This just says you have 0.00 alcohol in your system. So there's no alcohol in your system. That's all this machine was reading for is alcohol.
It's wild.
You think that I'm DUI right now? This is insanity.
It's rude.
Just shut up and listen for a second. There's no with substance to be under the influence from, right?
It's wrongful.
Yes, officer.
It is the arrest of Levi Trumbull.
All right, guys, what's happening? Levi Trumbull reporting here with my good friend Lauren. She is a big advocate for civil rights in West Virginia. And guys, let me tell you what, this video that we're dropping today, I could not be any more proud to bring to this audience. As you guys know, you have been seeing my illegal, unlawful March 29, 2025 DUI arrest conducted by the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. That has been spotlighted on so many YouTube channels all across the internet, TikTok, Facebook. It has just gone absolutely viral, and so much traffic has come to this channel from that video. You are going to witness that incident like you have never seen it before. You are going to see never before seen released footage that we have never brought you from the March 29th, 2025 unlawful DUI arrest. You are not going to want to miss a second of this video, and also make sure you stick around to the end because we have a big announcement to bring you at the end. So with that, guys, you're about to witness the incident itself. Then you're going to witness never before seen video footage that I took at the Frederick County Sheriff's Office the day afterwards. Then you're going to witness, we actually had an incident at the towing yard. It was so unbelievable. It was so stressful at the time. You're gonna see some never before seen footage from Vinny's Towing, the Frederick, Maryland towing company that took away my car. Then we're gonna bring you some footage that we shot outside the courthouse after I was acquitted on the DUI charges and the unlawful traffic tickets. And then we're gonna sort of wrap it all up with the interrogations that were conducted by the Frederick County Sheriff's Office onto Deputy Roush, the arresting officer in question. So guys, this video is going to be jam-packed. Lauren's gonna help me break it all down. So with that, we're gonna take you to the Tate's dealership back in March 29th, 2025 when I was unlawfully arrested. This is where it all starts and begins. Let's take you there now.
Deputy Roush, Frederick County.
Hey,
all the videos are recorded.
Yes, sir. How are you,
ran a red
officer?
light.
What?
You ran a red light.
I ran a red light? Is that why I'm being pulled over?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Which light are we talking about?
The one at Lowe's going north of 355. I'm not here to argue. I need your driver's license registration, please.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Insurance. Here's, oh, I know that's at least one of my registrations. Let's see.
You can have this one back.
Oh, thank you. Is my license not in here? My license might not be in this car. That's crazy. I have a valid license. 100%.
Where are you coming from?
Where am I coming from? I'm coming from Monrovia.
Anything to drink tonight?
Have I had anything to drink tonight? No, sir. I have not had anything to drink tonight.
You sure?
100%, yes.
What's your name?
Totally sober. My name is Levi. It's the same one on that registration card.
Okay.
Yeah, everything on that is the same. I can't believe I don't have my license on. I must have brought it in because I know I usually keep my wallet and things like that in here. but I know I took it out because I made an online purchase recently. So I guess when I took that out, I must have just not brought it back in here. But so I apologize for that. But everything on that registration card is active and current, as you can see. So yeah, I mean you have no, like, you can run me. It's all good. Everything will be good.
You still live in Monrovia?
Yeah. That everything is current. So everything on that is good. Yeah, everything will check out.
I didn't, but he's getting run through it. Just because I don't smell anything doesn't mean much.
Well, no, I mean, he's dressed like he was
Out
somewhere.
Yeah. And he straight up crushed that red light. Like,
Oh,
what
yeah,
the fuck?
There's no question about it. And took a minute to pull over.
And has been repeating every single thing I've
I heard
asked him.
that. It's like he's stalling to figure out what he's going to say. Constantly looking to the left and to the right.
There you go, 2129.
Officer. What's going on?
Over there.
Oh, hello, officer.
Hi, I'm gonna have you step out one field sobriety real quick. Make sure you're sober. Good to drive.
Well, I'm not going to perform my field sobriety, but I will step out of the vehicle. I don't have a problem with that.
Why won't you perform field sobriety?
Why would I? Why would I give you probable cause to take me in? Do you think I'm
I already have
DUI?
probable cause to take
What's
you
the
in.
DUI?
What's a DUI?
Well, no, what is your probable cause to think that I'm under the influence of alcohol right
Driving
now?
behavior, speech patterns.
What about my speech patterns?
It's not something I'm going to get into right now. Do you want to perform field sobriety or no?
Well, no, why would I give you that? Because
Okay,
if
then
I do,
I'm going to take you to jail.
go right ahead.
Okay, try and put something back.
You think that I'm DUI right now? This is insanity. I can't wait till you take me into Frederick County Sheriff's Office and you take me in, and then I blow on your.
I got one tonight.
I blow on your. I'm going to blow on your actual test, and it will be completely sober, sir.
I have 11095.
Yeah, I'm 1095 right. I'm going to remain silent at this point, so thank you.
That's fine. So what's going to happen now is you're going to be read your advice of rights through the MVA, okay?
Thank you.
Do you have anything on your person that cut, stick, or poke me?
No, officer, I have nothing that's going to harm you.
Okay.
Stick you, poke you.
Open your mouth for me. Lift your tongue. Up. Yep. Okay. Any piercings, dip, or anything that I've missed?
I do not have piercings, and if you ask, do I chew tobacco?
Yeah.
No, sir. I do not chew tobacco.
Okay. This could have been real easy, man. If you had anything to drink, it would have been real easy. But you just going down this path, so that's fine.
All right.
Okay. Come on.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have a cell phone in there.
Oh, we're going to tow your car.
You're going to tow my car?
Yeah.
Okay. That's insane. Okay. I assume at some point there will be some sort of medical examination to determine whether I'm actually under the influence of any substances, and there won't be...
No, I didn't say get in, just stand there.
Okay, that's fine. And again, I just want to reiterate for the record, I am stone cold sober. I have not had anything to drink. I have not taken any drugs.
You're not giving me a chance to exercise that. So based on my observations, I'm going to take you in.
Well,
And if you want to blow zeros, that's fine. We're still within our right to tow your car.
I mean, I hear what you're
Do
saying.
this investigation, okay?
I hear what you're saying. I didn't believe, am I required by law to perform a field sobriety exercise? I didn't believe that I was.
It's called implied consent. It's on the bottom of your Maryland driver's license.
Okay.
I'm going to have you just in the back while we do the paperwork up front. You just hang out right here. We'll do the paperwork real quick. You want to grab your stuff out real quick?
I just think this is a shame tonight. This really is.
Okay, I've given you my opinion. You've given me yours.
I understand. I mean, you are
step in the car.
Arresting an individual right now who is not
Sit in the car.
Okay, I'm sitting in the car.
Based on the observations I made,
Okay, I
I
understand.
determine you might be under the influence. There's more than one substance. Just shut up and listen for a second. There's more than one substance to be under the influence from, all right?
I understand.
You're not allowing me to do the test to either confirm or deny that you're under the influence of anything, so I have to go based on my observations. So I place you under arrest for that. Even if you blow zeros, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Your refusal for the test gives me probable cause. Okay?
Listen,
right,
I do hear what you're saying.
So you want to continue to argue it and tell me how smart you are, that's fine.
I'm not arguing with you, sir.
You are. You're arguing every single thing that I've done.
I'm not arguing with you, sir. I'm just letting you know.
Hang tight on it.
West Main Street, area drive on the first. 17 Laura, assume that her
Thank you
child's
for providing me this documentation.
My name is area 11. Yeah.
Advice of Rights, Maryland Transportation Article 16-205.1. You have been stopped or...
Good, dude?
Bro crushes a red light in front of us at Lowe's Lane. Just going northbound. So I light him up. He proceeds for a quarter mile, just refusing to stop. Slows in here, just like darting all around. Walk up, eyes are bloodshot. Hands me 2 registrations, sifts through his credit card, says I don't have my driver's license on me. I'm like, okay, step out of the car and do field sobriety. I'm not performing any tests. 1095. So that's where we are now. He's like, I'm gonna blow straight zeros. Like, okay, I don't give a fuck. So he's sitting here giving me his opinion on how everything should work.
Alright, I'll get the 2 stories.
I appreciate it. No.
A temporary license valid for 45 days. The following periods of suspension shall be imposed against your license or privilege to drive in Maryland. If you refuse to submit to a test, your suspension shall be 270 days for a first offense and 2 years for a second or subsequent offense. If your test result is an alcohol concentration of at least 0.08, but less than 0.15, your suspension shall be 180 days. If the offense involves a motor vehicle accident that resulted in the death of another person, your suspension shall be 6 months for a first offense and 1 year for a second or subsequent offense. If your test result is an alcohol concentration of 0.08, but less than 0.15, your suspension may be modified or a restricted license may be issued at a hearing. If your test result is an alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more, your suspension shall be 180 days for a first offense and 270 days for a second or subsequent offense. If the offense involves a motor vehicle accident that resulted in the death of another person, your suspension shall be 1 year for a first offense, and for a second or subsequent offense your license shall be revoked. If you refuse a test, or take a test with a result of 0.15 or more, you shall be ineligible for modification of your suspension or the issuance of a restricted license, unless you participate in the Ignition Interlock System program, under Maryland Transportation Article 16-404.1. If you hold a commercial driver's license and were driving a non-commercial motor vehicle when you were stopped, and you refuse to submit to a test, your CDL or privilege shall be disqualified for 1 year for a first offense or for life if your CDL or privilege has been previously disqualified for at least 1 year under Maryland Transportation Article 16-8128 or B, a federal law, or any other state's law. If you are operating a commercial motor vehicle and your test result indicates an alcohol concentration of 0.04 or more, or if you refuse to submit to a test, your commercial driver's license or privilege shall be disqualified for a period of 1 year for a first offense, 3 years for a first offense committed while transporting hazardous materials required to be placarded, and disqualified for life if your commercial Herein, or you have incurred 2 offenses of Maryland Transportation Article 16-8128 or B, a federal law, or any substantially similar offenses under any other state's law. If you are convicted of a drunk or drug driving offense under Maryland Transportation Article 21-902, and the judge or jury finds beyond a reasonable doubt that you knowingly refused to take a test of breath arising out of the same circumstances, an additional criminal penalty of not more than $500 or imprisonment for not more than 2 months, or both, may be imposed under Maryland Transportation Article 21-902G. If you are convicted of a drunk or drug driving offense under Maryland Transportation Article 21-902B or C, and the judge or jury finds beyond a reasonable doubt that you knowingly refused to take a test of breath arising out of the same circumstances, the court shall require you, under Maryland Transportation Article 21-902.3, to participate in the Ignition Interlock System program for 1 year pursuant to Maryland Transportation Article 16-4. 04.1. You may request an administrative hearing at any time within 30 days of the date of the order of suspension to show as why your driver's license or privilege should not be suspended. You must request a hearing within 10 days of the date of the order of suspension to ensure that your privilege to drive is not suspended prior to your hearing. Your request for a hearing must be made in writing. You may use the hearing request form if available. Send your request to the Office of Administrative Hearings at 11101 Gilroy Road, Hunt Valley, Maryland 21031-1301. You must include a check or money order for $150, which is the required filing fee, being payable to the Maryland State Treasurer. Your request for a hearing will be invalid if submitted without the required $150 filing fee or applicable fee waiver. Your driver's license or privilege will be suspended on the 46th day after the order of suspension if you do not request a hearing within 10 days of the date of the order of suspension, or, if eligible, you do not elect within 30 days of the order of suspension to participate in the Ignition Interlock System program. In order to receive credit for the suspension, you must surrender your driver's license or certify that you no longer have the license in your possession. If you submit a valid hearing request, a suspension will not be imposed unless a decision is rendered against you, or if you fail to appear for the hearing. Instead of requesting a hearing or upon the suspension or revocation of your driver's license, you may elect to participate in the Ignition Interlock System program if the following conditions are met. 1. Your driver's license is not currently suspended, revoked, canceled, or refused. And 2. Within 30 days of the date of this order of suspension, you may elect in writing to participate in the Ignition Interlock System program for 1 year if your test resulted in an alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more, or you refused the test, or 6 months if your test resulted in an alcohol concentration of at least 0.08, but less than 0.15, and B, surrender a valid Maryland driver's license or sign a statement certifying that the license is no longer in your possession. An Ignition Interlock election form is located on the reverse side of the driver's copy of the order of suspension. Certification. I, the undersigned police officer, certify under the penalties of perjury that I have advised the driver of the above stated rights and sanctions, and have provided the driver with the aforementioned advice in English and Spanish. Read before signing. I, the undersigned driver, acknowledge that I have been read or I have read the above stated advice of rights as certified by the police officer. I understand that this requested test is in addition to any preliminary tests that were taken. Having been so advised, do you now agree to submit to a test?
You want to take a breath test?
Yes, officer, I would. And I just would like to state for the record, I believe my vehicle is still on and running if someone wanna... I mean, I don't know, maybe they...
It's getting towed, so the tow driver's gonna need the keys.
Well, the keys are in the ignition, so...
That's fine.
Yeah. But I just, like, I don't... It might still be running.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Mail notes patrol, anytime you want. Alright. Hop in the back, bud.
Yep. See you again.
You want that stuff for me?
Yep. Thanks. Oh, yeah. So. 664, I believe 668 is going to be closer.
Yeah.
Where do you put your gun at?
Just literally, just because you can detach a holster.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can't even get it.
Yep, shake the butterfly clips right off. Yeah, pinch at the bottom.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you again.
Come on now, watch out with your step.
Yes, officer. Thank you.
Yeah, you need to be closed. Alright, I'm taking the handcuffs off and grab a seat in that chair.
Yes, officer. Thank you, officer. Is it right here? Okay. Here we go.
Maybe. Are we doing this tonight or tomorrow?
Thinking about it. There we go. Alright, come on, Levi.
For my sake, I hope it's tonight. Stand up.
Yep, I need you to take a nice deep breath. You're going to seal your mouth on the top of this mouthpiece and keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Understand that? Whenever you're ready. Come on over. Nice deep breath and keep blowing until I tell you to stop. Keep going, 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 keep going. Keep going, I can stop. Have a seat. When it's ready, we'll do that again.
Yes, officer.
Alright, come on again.
All right.
Alright, just like last time, whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Keep going, 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 keep going. Now you stop.
All right.
Have a seat.
There are 20 males outside.
We're going upstairs for DRE requests.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can see if Dyke off of he's on.
He is?
Is he on?
I thought he was on military.
Oh, maybe he isn't.
No, I'm not sure.
Who's got the Halsey?
I think Bo has her.
Oh. You better call upstairs then.
Yeah. I already know what's going to read. Hey, are you guys able to do a DRE page? Are you guys able to do a DRE page?
A DRE? For the state? I don't know. Zeros.
Oh, really? Oh, awesome. Yeah, if you could notify them to do a DRE, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much. Apparently they are upstairs and coming down.
Oh,
that's the quickest I've ever heard a DRE response in my life.
Usually their DREs aren't.
It's days and days and days away. That's not normal. Don't get that in your head that that's normal. Normally it's an hour wait. How about you? Any copies of all this? Right now I need a signature from you acknowledging that you agreed to take a breath test and took one satisfactorily. What we have now is what's called a drug recognition expert on his way to check for any additional substances.
Well, come and take my blood and urine too. That'll be a better resource to be able to run it through it. Is that funny?
Yeah, because all you got to do is take field sobriety tests and said you want to act like this.
I don't want to act like anything, sir. I have to exercise my rights.
And,
you know what I mean?
And now you're forcing this investigation. So, I mean, if you enjoy spending the night in the hospital and doing the evaluations, giving blood, that's on you.
Well, here's the thing. I don't, but at the end of the day, there are certain things that I have to do to make sure that my rights are protected, because when men in uniform, you guys are the state, right? And I am considered the private. When the state comes down on the private, well, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I need a signature, man.
Okay. I know you. I understand you need a signature. Right here?
Yeah, signature of driver.
So,
as the private.
I would usually like to read all of this before I sign it, but
That's
roughly...
what was read to you and placed in front of you in your lap. You're welcome to give it a read at your leisure.
Was this the audio that was played back in the car, the 7 minute and 42 seconds?
Yep,
I
and
think
placed
it was?
in your lap, yep.
Placed in my lap, okay. This was in my lap the whole time. It was dark, so I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the same document. Okay, advice of, you have been stopped, you refuse to... No, I'm not... Well, I'm not refusing to submit to a test.
It says if you refuse to submit to a test. In a hypothetical situation.
Hypothetical. Okay, listen, I would love to spend more time reading this, but I will sign it. I don't want to...
I mean, you're not obligated to sign it. If you want to read it, read it. I don't care.
This is the title says advice of rights, so I guess it's just notifying me of what my rights are. So.
As a Maryland driver's, yep.
Yeah, okay. Which, that title at the top certainly helps. Would you like this back, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. You're more than welcome. In your pen. Thank you.
Have you signed this one quick?
Oh, what is this one right here?
This just says you have 0.00 alcohol in your system. So there's no alcohol in your system. That's all this machine was reading for was alcohol.
I already knew that.
Alcohol. We have to do that test.
I know, that's fine.
So sign the bottom for me. It says you're receiving your copy of that paper.
Okay, so defendant signature.
Yep.
That's me.
Yep, that's you.
Okay, thank you.
Monocacy Lakes Ford. Maryland T-Tom 213352.
There you are. Here's your pen.
We're going to bring him over here. You know, it's a little bit bigger room. We're going to run your DRE test in the other room. You can just drop this in your pocket. Okay. Just grab your form.
Okay.
Oh, we're not crammed this tiny little room.
Understandable.
Your seat right there, all right?
This is my seat right here. Good evening, officer. How are you?
I'm Corporal Leonard, Maryland State Police. My ID 6495, being recorded my body cam, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
It's my understanding that you've agreed to speak with me today.
I have not agreed to that. I was going to ask what's happening here right now, and what are my rights as it relates to what is happening in this room right now.
Well, no trouble whatsoever. I can explain that. It's totally fine. I'm what's called a drug recognition expert. Someone's highly trained to be able to Total impairment from things other than alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, medications, things like that. Before I do anything, I do have to read you your Miranda rights. But I can, before I go there, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them.
Yeah, so what's your background?
What's my background?
Yeah, your background. You said that you analyze people and you recognize to see whether they're under the influence of drugs specifically?
Yes, sir.
So what's your background that gives you the ability to be able to do something like that?
11 years patrol with the state, and then I took not one but 2 different classes with the state police in charge of DRE recognition.
Like a college background? Or no?
It's not a college course, no.
Not a college course. But you did take some sort of, is it through the state of Maryland?
Yes, it is.
State of Maryland program, okay.
Yeah.
And you got certifications in being able to do the kind of activity that we're doing here in this room right now?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, very cool. Very interesting.
Yeah, it actually is very interesting.
So, and you've been on the force. Are you're state police?
Yes, sir.
State police,
So
okay.
I'm not...
There is a Frederick barrack.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess every county has one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, very cool.
I do have to read you your Miranda rights.
My Miranda rights, yes, sir.
Because what we're going to be talking about is going to dip into things that could potentially incriminate yourself. Give me 1 second. Should anything legal actually be going on. Not saying that anything is, but I do have to read you these rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or write may be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to a lawyer before answering any questions and to have a lawyer present at any time before or during questioning. If you now want the assistance of a lawyer but cannot afford to hire one, you will not be asked any more questions at this time, and you may request a court to appoint a lawyer for you without charge. If you agree to answer questions, you may stop at any time and request the assistance of a lawyer. No further questions will be asked of you. Mm-hmm. Do you understand these rights that I've read to you?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree to speak with me?
At this time, I'm going to exercise my Miranda rights and also my Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution, and I'm going to assert that right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much, officer. Do you have anything else for me right now?
Not at this moment. No.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't want to do the DRE eval.
Well, I mean, I am going to actually. You read me those rights. Those are my rights. Yes.
Yes, of course.
And I'm going to exercise them.
Okay.
As I'm sure that if you respect or you would understand.
I'm not going to ask you anything. I was under the impression that you wanted to do the DRE eval to prove that you weren't impaired. But...
Well, actually, what I said to the officers earlier was they did and I said this to them on the scene. I said, if you would like to give me a breathalyzer, I'm more than willing to take your breathalyzer to see what would come up. I know 0, so we did that. They brought me here and we did that. But I also said earlier that I would willfully submit to what's required, I believe, under the Maryland Transportation Articles, which is the requirement for blood, urine, or breath. So I've done one of those at this point. There are 2 outstanding. If they would like to go about effectuating that, I'd be more than willing.
Here's the problem. Is it okay if I call you Levi? It is Levi, right?
You can call me Levi.
Mr. Levi, that's the problem is what we were working towards was the blood. And now that you've invoked Miranda, I can't get you there. So that's fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to invoke my rights.
Yeah, I mean, you already did, so it's kind of all done with anyway.
Okay, well, I'm letting you know. I don't know if that's, they breathalyzed me.
Yeah.
That wasn't a...
Yep, no trouble.
Okay, well, thank you, officer.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, I'll take my phone. Oh, whoops. Thank you.
All right, I'm happy to leave.
I understand that. I will follow your orders and comply with your wishes.
Have him sit back and out the room.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So,
You lead the way, officer.
yeah, I'd prefer if you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know where I'm going.
Right here. Right here. Yep.
Right back to where I originally was in this
Yes,
nice
sir.
brown wooden chair that looks like it was constructed in about the 1960s or 70s.
It does indeed.
A lot of people have sat in this chair, that's for certain.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Just a few. Just a few.
You have somebody come pick you up?
Do I have somebody that could pick me up? Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, you're asking me that here and now. What time is it approximately? Do you know?
Well, getting it right out here is going to be your problem. That's why I'm asking.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm saying if they were far, you can start making phone calls.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I don't have much of a choice, so I guess the answer to that question will have to be yes.
All right, so make sure you check this is the reason I stopped you. All right?
I understand that, officer.
Get you in here, okay? How about your stuff?
All right, are you ready for me?
Yep.
Okay.
Follow me, I'll take you upstairs to get here.
Thank you. Good evening. Hey, have a good night, all right? Appreciate it. Let's see.
So your car is only a duty. Either come up here with proof of ownership of the vehicle to receive a tow slip to get the vehicle out of the lot, okay?
I need to come
Back here with proof of ownership of the vehicle
like a title.
or a registration or something like that.
Well, I have a registration. Like what the registration I handed you, is that sufficient?
It's in the car.
But like, is that sufficient? You said I need to come back here and present ownership of the vehicle. Is the registration sufficient?
Yeah, but you'll need
If I
your
come
license with it, but
Oh, yeah, it's
you're
on
gonna get
file.
it if it's in the car.
I will get it.
You need another copy? Okay.
Listen, are you talking about my license?
You'll need your license as well.
I will get that.
Have proof
I
of
know
ownership.
exactly where my license is. My license is sitting right
Okay.
in my right on my desk.
All right, good luck, bud, all right?
Guys, that was the body cam footage. We were back here on Carroll Creek in Frederick, Maryland. And I wanted to ask you, Levi, what happened after you were released from police custody?
So after I was released from police custody, right after that, I had to get a ride home. I had to call a few people. Ultimately, a nice gentleman. He's now a Board of Education candidate by the name of Sam Rosenblum. He actually came and picked me up and took me to the hospital to make sure I was all good. I was not all good. But after that, after I was discharged from the hospital, I had to go get my vehicle. They had given me like a little bit of paperwork that they said, you need to bring it back to the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. You need to give it to the clerk. She'll sign over some documents and you will be able to go to Vinny's Towing and you'll be able to pick your car up with this documentation that we give you.
What time was that, by the way?
So I can't, the time actually escapes me, but here's what I will say. Sam took me to the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. It was early in the morning. It was after I was discharged from a hospital in Frederick. We took the paperwork to the clerk at the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, and she was like, you're too early. We can't give you the paperwork to get your car yet. And I was like, what? So we had more stalling. So guys, here is the actual footage that I took that morning. This has never been released before, but we are going to release it now, and we'll meet you at the back end. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Is there a way you can... Hey, good morning. I got illegally arrested last night for DUI, but right now that's neither here nor there. I have these documentation right here. I need to pick up the paperwork so that I can take it to Vinny's. Evidently, they told me I needed to come back here. They didn't give me the paperwork last night. They said come back in the morning or whenever, pick up the paperwork, and then I needed to take it to Vinny's. So that was what they told me.
One second.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, so you have the timestamp of 2150.
Okay.
So that's 1150,
Yeah.
1050. So unfortunately, we do have to wait a full 12 hours before I can do anything.
It's been 12 hours.
It's only 9:20.
What's, wait a minute, 12? What's 21 hours?
21 is 9.
9.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so you still do have to wait 30 more minutes.
So wait here for 30 minutes?
Yeah, and then
And
I
what's-
can proceed.
Okay. I mean, that's an interesting procedure.
Well, it's 12 hours.
Okay. I mean, listen,
Does it say 950?
950?
I'm under strict orders from
Yeah.
the sergeant, so it's 12 hours.
I guess we have to chill for a half hour, yeah.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, that was a crazy clip right there. So what did you do, Levi, after she told you were too early to get your paperwork to pick up your vehicle?
So what we had to do after that was we actually had to go to breakfast. Sam was like, I'll buy you some pancakes. So we went out and we got some food, and we actually came back later. And the second clip you're now about to witness is also from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, same clerk, of me having to come back a second time to get this paperwork to get my vehicle out of impounds. So with that, guys, you're about to get hit with yet another never before seen unreleased clip. Here it is right now of when we finally got the paperwork to get my vehicle out of Vinny's Towing in Frederick, Maryland. Here it is now. Hello, hello, 950. Do you need this paperwork again?
May I have your name?
Yeah, it's Levi. Here, this will help you.
Okay.
Right here.
So then also, do you have a good telephone number?
Yeah, 301.
And
You
you're
don't-
the owner of the vehicle?
I am the owner of the vehicle. Yes, I am.
You still reside at?
That is correct. That's a good mailing address for me. Yes.
I'll get this started if you just want to give me a second.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
So if you could sign both copies on the X.
Yeah, for sure. No, what is this? What am I signing here?
So this is the tow slip that the tow company will needs to in order to release your car.
The tow slip. Okay, hold a minute, Frederick County. Where do I sign here at the bottom where it says signature?
The green X.
Okay, got it. Okay. Do I need to sign both copies or what? Okay. Hold a minute. All right, there.
All right, there you go. The tow company is right there.
Okay, is the address on here?
It's not. I suggest calling them first so you can.
Wait. Is this 777 number?
Yes.
But there's no address on here?
No.
It says Route 355 Grove Road. Oh, that's where it's from. Okay. And another thing I was going to ask you is all my items are in that. Is there a fee? Do I have to pay them a fee?
That's for the tow company.
For the tow company, yeah. But my question is do I have to pay them a fee?
You'll have to ask them now.
Oh, okay. Because that would be, but you don't know. Okay, because that would be real interesting to get arrested for DUI, come here, blow a 0.00, be arrested for that unlawfully, and then turn around and pay to have a vehicle taken out of storage when it shouldn't have been there in the first place. So I guess we'll see. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Levi, it seems like you had to jump through a lot of hoops here. And the next clip we're about to see is Levi's vehicle after it was released from the impound yard.
Guys, this is absolutely unbelievable. So I got my vehicle out of the impound yard. I had to pay almost $400 for this release. And then, by the way, I had to wait all day, like late into Sunday evening to get this vehicle back. I got the paperwork. I had to call Vinny's Towing. The guy had an attitude like you wouldn't believe it. He didn't want to work on Sunday, give me my car back. But I had to wait so many hours to even get the vehicle back. Pay $400. I was so mentally exhausted. And then I finally get the car back. And I go inside, and what do I see? My car is like dirtier than I had left it. The mats are all disheveled.
Oh, wow.
It's absolutely insane. So I took a video of that, and I'm going to share that with you guys right now. Should I knock on the door? Oh, wait a minute, right here. Right here, they have a doorbell.
Hey, Sean, we're trying to get his car back. We're at Vinny's Towing. They're not answering the door. The website says they're open.
Are they like not open or something? I just talked to the guy. He said he wouldn't be there, but... Hey, Sean, are they like not open on Sunday or something?
They're open. You just got to go and bang on doors and make,
I've rang the doorbell 3 times. It says, go to the window for assistance. We're standing out the window. We've rang the doorbell 3 times. No one's coming to the door.
Yep.
Well, what do I do?
You need to have have Sam take your phone and take a video of how you're trying to get your car back the next day after being.
Yeah, I am. We're videotaping it right now. It's ridiculous. I'm sitting here. I had to go to the sheriff's office earlier in the day. They said that they can't release the form within. They need to wait 12 hours to even be released the form. We have all that on tape. So we had to sit around for a half an hour and wait for me to even get the form. And now I'm here at Vinny's and I can't even. And
if they arrested him with no obvious cause and then let him go, why didn't they facilitate getting his car back? Instead, they just made it more difficult.
Yeah, this is going to be a horrible story.
Sean, I was arrested the moment after I said I was not going to do field sobriety. He arrested me. It'll be a short body cam. It's not going to be long.
It's retaliation.
Well, I don't know what it is, but it's bad.
So you're
missing the point. The body camera of them searching the vehicle, talking shit to each other about you is what's going to be most important.
Whatever that Maryland State Police said to they had a whole different attitude when that Maryland State Police officer took him in the back room, Sean. That Maryland State Police officer, the moment I walked through that door, he knew I was sober. And I didn't answer one of his questions either. I said, I'm not talking to you at all, buddy. He knew I was sober. And he took him in the back room and said something to him, and they got me the hell out of there after that. I was arrested for a crime, but I was not charged with a crime.
DUI. There was no cause for that, so they were trying to find a reason by overreaching what they were supposed to do by searching your vehicle to find something.
And let me tell you what, that Roucher, I haven't slept in 25. I'm on my 25th awake hour. And I'm just I'm flipped out. So I need to go to sleep. The doctor said when they initially checked me in, they did all my vitals. They said my heart rate and blood pressure was through the roof. Think about that. My heart rate and blood pressure are never through the roof. They said it was through the roof.
You probably were having a heart attack.
I probably was. Yeah.
Knock on the door. Knock on the door like a crazy person.
Why is Vinny's not answering?
You need to do a video about how you.
Are you still filming? Are you still filming?
I'm filming. We're filming, and your audio is on my phone, which is in his video.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. It doesn't matter. But this is crazy. This is crazy. No one's even picking up the door at Vinny's. I'm standing here with the documents trying to pick up my car, and no one's even.
Can you call their phone number?
Yeah.
Call on your phone, Sam. Call on your phone. I'll talk to you guys later.
I'll call you. We'll call you.
Okay,
we'll call you in a minute.
So this has been a very intense experience for Levi up until this point, but it really has not stopped here, and honestly, it's only getting worse. Now we are digging into the court aspect of things.
Guys, this is where things absolutely get crazy. So at this point, I've been unlawfully arrested. I've had my night ruined. I've had my subsequent day ruined. I've been to the hospital. I've had to pay a lot of money to get my vehicle out of impound. I've had to deal with the tow company. I am exhausted, but my headache and my heartache, whatever you want to call it, is not over, because I still have a court date for 2 bogus traffic citations. Now, we're going to play you the video just in one moment of the outcome of that court case, but as you will remember, I was facing 2 traffic citations. Number 1 for allegedly running a red light, never happened, and then secondly for not presenting my identification upon demand.
Right.
That one sort of just speaks for itself. We won't get into that too much. But as you will remember, and as we talked about, the Deputy Roush, in this case, did not appear at the Frederick County, Maryland District Court to fight me on those tickets. And because that didn't happen, by way of that, the case was totally dismissed. And we later actually learned that he was ordered on 2 separate occasions to show up, but he was a no-show. So guys, with that, we shot a video outside of the courthouse when all that was unfolding the day of, and we are gonna bring that to you right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Porter. I'm here today with Levi Trumbull. We are at the Frederick County Courthouse. The reason for our broadcast, the reason for this video, the reason why we are here
is breaking news, right?
Well, yes, it's breaking news. To some, everyone in the courtroom got a preview of exactly what's going on and what we're going to talk about. Essentially, what happened here is young Levi Trumbull went to court. He went to court for tickets that he got as part of that March 29th DUI arrest where he blew 0.000 and was arrested for no reason, had his car impounded. But today was his big day to face the charge of unable to present his driver's license upon demand and running a red light.
What happened in court today?
Well, let me put it to you this way. My man walks up, the judge is like, "Where the deputy at?" And then, no deputy, no case. He walks out of there.
Yeah, guys, he just said it right there. Long story short, I was found not guilty. Both tickets were dismissed today due to the fact that Deputy Roush, my arresting officer, did not appear in court to testify. It was very quick. I walked up to the defendant's table. I said who I was for the record. Deputy Roush was nowhere in the court. It was a very packed court, plenty of deputies there, but no Deputy Roush. And immediately, I didn't have to say anything else. Judge Terry Myers knew the ordeal. He dismissed the tickets automatically, and they are in the process of being, I guess, the paperwork right now to dismiss those things, getting them off my record. I will not be paying any fines, and I always asserted that I never did anything anyway. But even if he didn't, even if he wasn't the no-show today, I was ready to take him on.
Now, Levi, can you tell us exactly what was going on with these citations that caused us to take this to trial?
So yes, as he just mentioned, on March 29th, after the DUI arrest, the one where I blew 0.00, Deputy Roush, he had nothing to charge me for. There was no evidence of alcohol. There was no evidence of drug use. So at that point, when I was on my way out of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, he handed me a citation charging me with running a red light and for not displaying my driver's license. So there was a lot of things that I wanted to say about this matter for a long time. If you will notice, the last time Sean did a story and he interviewed me, I did not get into the depths of the fact that I was charged with 2 traffic citations. And the reason I didn't want to do it is I wanted to save my statements for court. And one of the things that was unbelievable when you talk about the fact that he issued me 2 citations along with the false DUI arrest was the fact that the time on the traffic citations was incorrect. The traffic stop occurred at roughly 9:40 p.m. On the traffic citations, Deputy Roush listed 11:02 p.m. That seems to be a violation time that he made up out of thin air, and it was the incorrect time. So we were going to dispute that today. But that's not even the kicker, Sean. The big kicker was that Deputy Roush wrote the wrong location, do not forget this, the wrong violation location for my traffic citation. So he claimed on my ticket that I ran the red light at the 355 Grove Road intersection. However, when he pulled me over on the scene, he indicated that I ran the light at Lowe's Lane instead. And he wrote the Lowe's Lane intersection on the police incident report as well. So there was some unbelievable inconsistencies that I was going to point out today. But beyond that, Sean, as you know, I have always asserted I never ran any red light, period, and that the whole stop was unlawful. A lot of people are asking about, was there dash cam footage? Well, I requested it. I put in a preservation notice for it, and I did not receive it. So if you want to talk about spoliation of evidence, there was that too. But guys, Deputy Roush, after he conducted a false DUI arrest on me, he wrote me 2 traffic citations with an incorrect time and an incorrect location, and that was all going to be brought out today. We had plenty of exhibits and plenty of notes, plenty of questions, some wonderful questions that we were going to ask Deputy Roush today.
It was a pleasure to be here today. Judge Terry Myers always runs a good courtroom. He was fair. He was making a lot of jokes. It was a pleasant experience for all the people that went before him. He was harsh when he needed to be. He was lenient when he needed to be. And then it came to the matter of Levi Trumbull. Levi Trumbull was called. Levi ran up so quick, I swear his shoes almost caught on fire. He had his little clipboard. He had all sorts of papers. He had 20 pages or so of notes. He had all the evidence it would take to prove that this Deputy Roush had lied on his citations. Levi, can you tell us more about what lies were contained in those ridiculous citations?
The light at Lowe's Lane, which is the one that he verbally said at the time of the stop, that one is located in 21703. The Grove Road intersection, the one he listed, is located in 21704. They're roughly 7/10 of a mile away from each other. They're very far away. I don't know, I guess he pulled that out of his hat. One of the questions we were gonna ask him was, isn't it true that I pulled into the Tate dealership? Yes, and isn't it true that the Tate dealership is located before the Grove Road intersection? And it is. And we had a picture to establish that today in court.
So anyway, the guy made up a reason to stop him, falsified paperwork, lied, arrested a guy for no reason, trashed his car, towed his car, cost him a bunch of money. Let's talk about the one thing you brought up earlier we need to touch base on. The rule on spoliation is if you send a preservation letter and you tell a custodian of records at the sheriff's office, do not delete the dash cam, I'm going to rely upon it in court. And then they send you a letter saying, we don't have the dash cam of you running the red light. We don't have any of that evidence. Sorry. The rule on spoliation is you can assume, and the judge can take judicial note, that it obviously was beneficial to the person that requested that particular evidence be preserved. So, long story short, the rule on spoliation would have costed for this guy right off the bat. The fact that it was the wrong time and the wrong location obviously would as well. And the fact that he has a reputation for lying and making false claims like he's drunk and then blowing 0.00 would have went a long way to showing the credibility of this particular officer's dog shit.
Okay, so Sean, I want to show a few exhibits here that would have been presented had the case got dismissed today and if Officer Roush would have showed up. So this is Exhibit 2. This is the time he claims that I ran the red light. At 11:02 p.m., I was sitting inside of a holding center outside the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. This is 11:02 p.m. This allegedly is a photograph of me running a red light.
Yeah.
So go ahead and hold that. And then obviously...
What's up now, Roush?
So hold these right here. Actually, hold one second. This is exhibit number 5. This is a photograph of the light at Grove Road. This is apparently the one that he wrote on the citation, but this is contradictory to the one that he verbalized. So I was going to ask him today, is this the red light that I ran? And he would have had to either say yes or no. He would have been screwed either way. That's a picture of the light at Grove Road. I never was on Grove Road that night. And actually, and hopefully you can see it, and we'll put them up on screen if you can't, but I pulled over, like I said earlier, at the Tate dealership, and the Tate dealership is before Grove Road. So as you can see, this is where the vehicle stopped right here, and this is the Grove Road light that's ahead of the Tate dealership. So I never made it to Grove Road that night, and that would have come up. And then we also had a nice photograph map that shows that the location between Lowe's Lane and Grove Road is roughly 0.6 of a mile away. So he would have had some hard explaining to do on that. And then we also had a copy of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office incident report where he writes, this is his words, that Levi Trumbull approached the solid red light at Lowe's Lane, slowed down, and then proceeded through the light. Well, that says Lowe's Lane. I understand that that's his writing, but he wrote Grove Road on the ticket, and he got the wrong time as well. Sean, how do you think he would have fared today had he showed up and fought this case?
Well, I think that Terry Myers would have been very polite and delicate because Terry Myers is just a great man. But he would have handed ridiculous Roush, or wrong zip code Roush if you prefer, his literal ass on a platter for what he did to this innocent young man here. It's shocking that this took place in Frederick County, especially since we have such a great sheriff, Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, a man who I am supporting in the primary.
Yeah, Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, a good man, done a lot for the county. Obviously, he's our 5-term elected sheriff. All right, guys, and with that, that is today's breaking news. I have been wanting to speak about this situation for some time now. There was a lot of discussion online about, oh, but he ran the red light, he did this, he did that. No, I did not. But guys, on the grand scheme of things, this is about standing up for what is right. This is about ensuring that this does not happen again to others in the future. That is my main objective. What happened to me on March 29th, you hear stories about this all the time. I never want to see it happen to anyone, regardless of where they live. All over the country, things like this happen, and they should not happen. And today, obviously, we had a very favorable outcome, but that does not happen for a lot of people. A lot of people are innocent, and they just get ran through the system, and we see this all too often. So with that, guys, like I said, today's breaking news, both tickets have been dismissed. Deputy Christian Roush was a no-show in court today.
That was insane. The fact that he's pushing through all of this and he didn't even show up to court, what do you make of all of this?
So, honestly, I really wasn't surprised by all that because he had no case for all of the reasons that we went over in that video. It was crazy on so many fronts. I won't rehash what you just saw in that video. If there was ever a court date for him to miss, it was definitely going to be this one.
Right.
But the next sort of phase as to where we go from here is we were still waiting for, and I guess the Frederick County Sheriff's Office was waiting for, disposition in the traffic ticket case before they closed or before they performed their internal investigation interviews onto the deputies that were involved. So now what you're about to hear is the internal investigation of Deputy Roush and other officers who were a part of this whole unlawful DUI false arrest situation. And guys, it is not good whatsoever. You have deputies that seemingly contradict my arresting officer. It was an unbelievable situation. So that's what you're about to hear right now. And I just want to make very clear, because I've already released this prior, this is not a deposition. I did not have attorneys present for what you're about to hear. This is an internal investigation conducted by Lieutenant Jeff Hyatt of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office onto deputies of that same office to try to figure out what had happened.
Deputy Roush, can you state your name and your rank, please?
Deputy First Class Christian Roush.
Okay. And how long have you worked for the Sheriff's Office?
Here?
For the Frederick County Sheriff's Office,
Approximately
yes.
4 years.
Approximately 4 years.
Yes, sir.
And while employed by the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, did you complete a law enforcement academy?
No, sir.
Okay. Prior to working for FCSO, did you work for another agency as a sworn officer?
Yes, sir.
And what agency was that?
Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
The Sheriff's Office from Montgomery County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And approximately how long were you employed there?
3.5 years.
Okay. And during your time there, did that include a law enforcement academy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And during that academy, did you receive training on the enforcement of impaired driving?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was that the standard 40-hour NHTSA class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And during your time, whether it be with Montgomery County or with Frederick County, have you completed any other training related to impaired driving enforcement?
Other than, say, in service?
Outside of in service, so like any specialized advanced training?
No, I don't think so. No, sir. Let's put no for that one for now. I can't.
Okay. To your recollection, have you received any in-service training, whether it was here in Montgomery County, related to impaired driving enforcement?
But like wet labs and stuff? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the other training. Montgomery County, we did a DUI lab for like impaired persons.
All right. Okay, so this complaint involves a traffic stop from March of this year, and the driver of the vehicle that was stopped is Mr. Levi Trumbull. Going to when you first observed the vehicle, Mr. Trumbull's vehicle, where did you first observe his vehicle at?
He was headed northbound on Route 355 at the intersection with Lowe's Lane.
Okay. Mr. McAndrew, just so you're aware, I do have a map of the intersection available.
I thank you for the lead-in, but I'm well acquainted with the area.
So he was traveling north on Urbana Pike?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and at Lowe's Lane, approaching past Lowe's Lane?
He was coming up to the intersection for Lowe's Lane.
Okay, and at the time you first observed him, where was your vehicle at?
My vehicle was in lane 1, his vehicle was in lane 2. I was lagging behind a couple of yards.
Okay. Had he passed you at some point, or was just...
I was just traveling the same direction.
Just traveling the same direction, and you had been behind him? Okay. And during this period, did you observe his vehicle commit a traffic violation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was that?
He proceeded through a solid red light through the intersection.
Okay, so that would be, based on the way you described the route of travel, there was a red light for traffic on northbound 355?
Yes, sir. It's a four-way lit intersection.
Okay.
He proceeded through the northbound light on Urbana Pike.
Okay. Did he...
I need to interrupt, Lieutenant. I hope you don't mind, but I just want to get on the record, given the nature of this particular case and the video and whatnot that the public has seen. I just want to clarify, it wasn't the vehicle that ran the red light. It was a vehicle as operated by Mr. Trumbull, as later identified by Mr. Trumbull, and he's the violator, not the vehicle.
Fair enough.
You. Thank you for indulging me.
Okay. All right. So the violation that you observed was that the vehicle failed to stop to the red light?
Yes, sir.
Like, did the vehicle brake at any point, slow down, stop, and then proceed through the red light, just continue straight on, normal course of speed?
The vehicle slowed slightly, enough to where I saw brake lights, but then proceeded through the red light without any indication of stopping otherwise.
Okay. And after observing that violation, did you initiate a traffic stop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you recall where you activated your emergency equipment?
Just past the intersection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. During the period from when you activated your emergency equipment until his vehicle came to a stop, were there any indicators that you observed as far as like the vehicle complying or not complying?
The vehicle continued northbound at a reduced speed. I did not remember that speed. Just drove northbound. It seemed to be like it slowed in reaction to my presence, but did not stop.
Okay. And at some point the vehicle did come to a stop?
Yes, sir. It pulled left into a dealership.
Okay. All right. Do you recall if the vehicle signaled when it turned left?
I do not recall.
Okay. All right. So the vehicle comes to a stop. During this period, from looking at your body camera footage, does it appear there's another deputy with you? Were you in a field training position that night?
Yes, sir. It was Deputy Corley's first night. If I may go back, the turn was also of importance. The way he navigated the corner when he was making that left-hand turn was not a smooth, singular turn. It was a jagged series of turns.
Okay.
As though he were turning, correcting, turning, correcting, turning, correcting.
Okay.
And if I may, did you find it peculiar he expended the effort to make a left-hand turn going there when he had ample opportunity to pull over on the right side?
Yes, so there's plenty of space to stop along that road on both sides, and his decision to continue on and then make a left-hand turn was odd.
Okay. Just a quick question, going to your video. During your initial approach, unless I miss it, I didn't see a period where you notified him of your ID number.
I did not.
Okay. All right. Do we need to see the video then?
No, I fully
It's not in dispute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not tell him my ID number.
All right. Let me pause the video.
Roush, Frederick County.
Sorry.
Please television recorded.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Is there...
What?
Do you want to provide any reason or explanation for why you didn't?
I don't have a reason. It didn't come out of my mouth.
Okay. So generally on traffic stops, and from what I can tell, this happened here, you have a period of the initial approach, advise of the reason for the stop, collect documents, return to the vehicle, make your assessment, issue paperwork, whatever, return to the vehicle. During that period of your initial approach at the vehicle, was there anything during that interaction that led you to believe there may be some indicators of impairment?
Yes, sir. So from the initial approach. So I only do a driver's side approach if I suspect impairment. So based on my observations while the vehicle is moving, I conducted a driver's side approach. It allows me to get a closer indication how the driver's doing. So on initial contact, I noticed Mr. Trumbull's eyes were bloodshot.
Okay.
He was shaking slightly, like more than a tremble, but less than a full shake, if that makes sense, of his hands. After I advised him the reason for the stop, he repeated every single thing I asked him as if he were trying to say, okay, this is the questions that was asked me, how can I answer this appropriately? when I asked him for the registration and his license, he hands me 2 registrations, says one of them's good. Not odd in and of itself, but we're looking at impaired driving and persons who are unable to make clear conscious decisions during divided attention tasks, which a traffic stop usually is for the person being stopped. We see the kinds of things a lot. The repeating the questions, the handing me multiple of something that might be correct. While looking for his driver's license, he actually handed me 2 credit cards. Picked up 2 credit cards, sorted through them as if he wasn't sure what they were, then put them back down and said, I don't have my driver's license on me. I also noted when he wasn't messing around with documents in the car, he was tightly gripped, like white knuckling the steering wheel directly in front of him.
Okay. I have your incident report as well,
yes, sir.
And I'll provide a copy as well, Mr. McAndrew.
May I interrupt yet again?
Please.
Thank you. Are we going to continue with observations he made on the initial approach to the vehicle? Because there's a component I think is important.
I was planning to, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, Lieutenant. I just don't want to overlook an opportunity.
Understood.
That's fine. My apologies.
Is there... Okay. So if you look at the second paragraph, so go to the top of page 2. I have a separate copy for you.
Second paragraph, page 2?
The first paragraph.
First paragraph of page 2.
First
I'm sorry.
paragraph, okay.
So the second line, it says hands were shaking. And then on the last line, it says repeatedly clenching his jaw.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm bringing attention to those because from the notes I just took from your previous answer, that wasn't mentioned. Is there something, like, if we watch the video, would you be able to identify the points where he's doing that?
Those indications, yeah. The clenching jaw, obviously it's hard to see. He does it sporadically, and it's towards when I go back up on the second approach. That kind of behavior continues, and that goes on to the duration of the rest of the stop, including in the intoximeter room.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking, and we're still talking about the initial approach here, is the way the report's written, this paragraph to me looks like the initial approach paragraph. Because the next line of the new paragraph following is DSG Roush returned to his vehicle. So that's why I specifically asked about like the clenching of the jaw during the initial approach.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't remember exactly when he started clenching his jaw. It was of note at the time. This report was written that same night.
Okay.
But this is after a 2-hour DUI investigation.
Okay.
It occurred some point either on initial approach or on the reapproach to conduct field sobriety.
Okay.
For the initial contact with the driver prior to field sobriety being conducted or asked about being conducted.
Got it. Okay. Is there anything else from the initial approach that I haven't asked a specific question or, while talking about it, popped in your head?
The first walk up to the car. That's what we're just talking about? Okay.
Correct, yes.
To my knowledge, no.
Okay. All right. During the period after the initial approach, you returned to your cruiser?
Yes, sir.
During the period where you're in your cruiser and before you make the reapproach, were there any observations that you made about Mr. Trumbull's behavior that led you to believe he may be impaired?
So at that point, I've already believed he's impaired. I'm talking with Deputy Corley, who's new here, obviously not new to police work, but new here. So he's standing outside my vehicles watching Mr. Trumbull as I conduct license monitor checks. Standard practice for me. I don't want to pull someone out of a car who's got some crazy warrant and say, hey man, you do field sobriety while they've got, a felony warrant outstanding. Mm-hmm. So while I'm sitting in my cruiser conducting those checks, Corley advises me that Trumbull is looking left and right, and it's just us on this traffic stop, and we are in an empty, closed parking lot. So I look up and I observe Mr. Trumbull turn his head fully left and then fully right, and he does that on repeat until I walk back up to the car.
Okay, so almost like a sprinkler, water sprinkler on a golf course, just kind of left to right, right to left,
fully
left to right.
Out the left window, fully right out the right window, and just endlessly. And there's no passerby, there's no passengers, there's no stimulus that would indicate that kind of behavior is appropriate right now.
Okay, I want to question something from that answer and also a previous answer that you mentioned. You had talked earlier about how your general rule of practice is that you'll do a driver's side approach if you believe the driver may be impaired.
Yes.
And doing a driver's side approach in this case, based on your observations of the vehicle in motion, led you to believe that impairment was a possibility, a certainty?
A possibility.
Okay.
As with anything, it's a building blocks, the totality of the circumstances. So when I receive that many indicators, failure to stop at a traffic control device, in and of itself, not odd. Then slow to stop, failure to provide a constant smooth turn, which is huge for impaired driving, and then stopping in an odd location. All those like, okay, DUI could be a possibility for this stop. And then our initial approach that builds more with the bloodshot eyes, the shaking, the repeating answers or questions, handing me multiple documents, the difficulty to divide attention tasks. That raises it up even more to where I'm saying, okay, I have reasonable suspicion that this person is impaired. Let's go field sobriety to see if we can either confirm or dispel that reasonable suspicion.
Okay, so after your initial approach, you're walking back to your vehicle. Were you of the opinion that he was likely impaired, possibly impaired? Like, when you walked away with his license, or with his registration rather, like, were you adamant, or?
I was above 50%.
Above 50% at that point?
At that point, that he was impaired, and I wanted to conduct field sobriety to say, because I can be wrong. It could be something else. It could be, hey, I haven't slept in 4 days. Hey, I just got off a long shift. Hey, I'm on some new medication. It's doing some crazy stuff to me right now. There's always other reasons. That's what field sobriety tests are for. But in walking away, I would say yes, more than 50% positive that he was under the influence of something.
Okay. Just to clarify, there was some conversation when you were back in your cruiser doing the wanted checks, and I just want to confirm that, make sure that I heard it right.
Mm-hmm.
One, Deputy Corley asked about the odor of an alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
And your response was that you did not detect the odor of an alcoholic beverage?
Correct.
Okay. And then it seems like there was some conversation about how his appearance or how he was dressed.
Yeah, Corley asked that it looks like he's on a night out, and I said, yeah. Like I said, he's new here, so he's making observations, just relaying that stuff to me, and he's talking about his observations from the passenger side as to where we are in the investigation. And I told him that it's his first night. I was like, just tell me what you think, tell me what your questions are and stuff like that. And that's just an open conversation because he came from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So things are very different down there. So he's walking me through where his mind's at while I'm noting that my observations are in line with his, but he's just noting some things that are also consistent. So that wasn't anything to do with the DUI investigation. It was something he mentioned and was wondering, like, hey, is this something you guys consider up here to be a part of it?
Okay, so that was a comment initiated by him, like a line of conversation initiated by him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And you finish your business in the cruiser, you return to the car, driver's side approach, and Corley goes to the passenger side. Excuse me. During that period, before you asked him to step out of the car, I know it was a brief interaction, but was there anything else during that interaction that led you to believe he may be impaired?
As I'm walking back to the vehicle?
And basically from the time you leave your cruiser to the time you ask him to step out of the vehicle?
Yeah, he's focused entirely on Corley.
Okay.
I had talked to him on the driver's side, and the only ones to talk to him, and I seemed to surprise him standing back at the driver's side where I just was.
Okay. All right. And based on an earlier answer, at the time you walked back to your cruiser initially, you were above 50% in your opinion that he was impaired?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For that specific case, yes, sir.
All right. All right, so there is a portion where you ask him to step out. I'm going to jump ahead in the video there. Just give me a second.
So you have this one?
It's the same one. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not going to provoke my officer.
So 21, 49, 26. I'm just going to let it play for a minute or so. And I just kind of want you to watch, and I have a quick question.
Over there. Oh, hello, officer.
Hi, you step out on field sobriety real quick, make sure you're sober, good to drive.
Well, I'm not going to provoke my field sobriety, but I will step out of the vehicle. I don't have a problem with that.
Why would you perform field sobriety?
Why would I? Why would I give you probable cause to take me in? Do you think I'm
I have probable cause to take you in.
So, this was a question I had earlier on. I think you've kind of answered it, but he asked about probable cause, and you say, hey, I already have probable cause to take you in.
Yes, sir.
I think that's consistent with the answer you've given here today about as soon as you finished your initial approach, you felt you were above that threshold already.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now may I insert myself?
Mr. McAndrew?
What observations, if any, did you make when Mr. Trumbull exited the car?
Oh, was that for me?
Yeah, it's for you.
He kind of stumbles a little bit and he runs into his own door.
And he holds the vehicle to
stand himself up.
Leans up to hold it. Okay.
All right. One of the things that you mentioned, and I'll go ahead.
Completely sober, sir. I do not have piercings, and if you ask, do I chew tobacco?
Yeah.
We're at 2151 00.
Okay, it's got to be real easy, man. If you had anything to drink, so it'd be real easy,
This is more of like a procedural question, just kind of like for my understanding. It sounds like if you haven't had anything to drink, I'm going to release you. Is that an accurate characterization of what you said?
No, this could have been real easy.
Okay. Okay.
I had no point I said I was going to release him.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't clear on that, and that's one of those things with like background effects of audio.
I also talk quite quickly. Character flaw, but
I agree. I won't characterize a character flaw, but I agree you talk quite quickly. Okay. All right. I have a question about.
Terry driving on the bird. Doesn't get Lauren.
Get on it.
I'm not arguing with you, boy. What you're saying.
So you want to go? I have to go based on my
So there's a comment coming up. There's a comment coming up where basically it's your refusal for the test gives me probable cause. So I want to play it and I want to ask you about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when it starts, we'll be at 2153.
I just watched this. We can talk about it without having reviewed it.
Okay.
I'd prefer to go watch it.
Okay.
I did too, but I'd like to see it just the questions based on it. I think we need to see it.
You think this is
all right, 2152.55. I'm slightly behind, but we'll just let it go. 30 seconds.
I understand. I mean, you are arresting an individual right now who is not DUI. Okay. Sit in the car.
Based on the observations I made.
Okay, I
I'm sure you're not being influenced. There's more than one substance. Just shut up and listen for a second. There's more than one substance we had the influence from, right?
I understand.
You're not allowing me to do the test to either confirm or deny that you're under the influence of anything, so I have to go based on my observations. I place you under arrest for that. Even if you blow zeros, it doesn't matter. Okay. Your refusal for the test gives me probable cause.
Listen, I do hear what.
So, and that was at 2153, 2425. You made a statement to the effect of your refusal for the test gives me probable cause.
Yes.
Okay. And based on like this portion of where we're at, what's happened so far, because he has not been offered a chemical test, it would seem that that's not in relation to a chemical test. It's related to the standardized field sobriety test.
Correct.
Okay. Am I misinterpreting what you said?
That was in response to his earlier comment saying, why would I give you probable cause when I asked him to initially conduct field sobriety? I already had it. It was taken out of, like, I said it as a later response. That was not anything legal. You can obviously refuse field sobriety tests and then it becomes a matter of observations. But I made that as a retort to him saying, well, why would I give you probable cause when I initially requested field sobriety tests?
Okay, I mean...
This wasn't anything legal. This wasn't advising him. That's why I arrested him. I told him initially I already have probable cause. All right, and when he said that to me, but that was like, well, he's like, well, he was being argumentative and I argued back was what ultimately comes down to.
Okay, and so I was going to ask specifically about the use of the word retort versus response. There are portions where this like looks a little chippy. A few seconds earlier, you told him to shut up.
Yes, because I was trying to explain to him repeatedly what was going on. He kept talking over me.
Okay.
I just wanted to explain what was going on, and like DUI, unfortunately, like the paperwork back end, they have to listen to quite a lot of documents and things like that, and it's hard to do when the person's argumentative. And typically drunk people or persons impaired don't respond to, hey, please be quiet, hey, please be quiet, I need to play this for you. They just start screaming and shouting and arguing, and you really have to make that impact. Like, you need to stop talking so I can move this along, or this is going to take all night. And that's all it was. That was a, like, shut up, stop talking, like, we need to move forward with this, like, we're done arguing about it, it's already happened.
Okay. All right. So he's transported back to the lab, does a breath test, double zeros.
Yes, sir.
He was taken into custody for suspicion of impaired driving.
Yes, sir.
And the DR-15 advice of rights says a probable cause, or it says reasonable grounds to believe.
Yes, sir.
But he was not charged with any DUI alcohol or DUI CDS charges, correct?
No, sir. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, sir, that's correct. No, he was not charged.
Okay. So I'm just trying to walk through your thought process. You know, as you said earlier, when you're walking away from the initial approach, you believe that you had probable cause to arrest him.
Yes, sir.
And I think from the tenor of your conversation about not noticing the odor of alcoholic beverage, things of that nature, that you didn't believe that he was likely to be impaired by alcohol specifically.
Yes, sir.
And I think the breath test results confirm that.
Yes, sir.
And it would not have been appropriate for a DUI alcohol charge. Is there a reason why you did not issue charges for DUI for CDS?
Yes, sir, and it's kind of a longer response.
I'm happy to listen.
Okay, so I made the DRE request. Wildly, State had one working the desk, so he was down there, turned a 2-hour wait into a 3-minute wait. The DRE, I spoke with him, made my observations to him, he said, okay. I then walked Mr. Trumbull back, and I stand back, and the DRE is an independent investigator. They have no history of me, Mr. Trumbull, the stop, any observations I made previously, nothing. They are conducting a unbiased investigation. So when the trooper sat down with Mr. Trumbull, Mr. Trumbull interrupted him and said, let me ask you some questions. Asked him about his college experience, what makes him a DRE, and we got that position, and then invoked the Fifth Amendment. It was maybe a 3-minute conversation, and then refused all DRE testing. The state of Maryland does not have any punishment for refusing a DRE evaluation. And as such, the DRE needs to make a request for a blood draw based on their observations. In 3 minutes, not wrongfully so, the Maryland State DRE was unable to determine, yes, he's under the influence, I can legally request a blood kit based on my observations. And it is a lengthy series of tests. It's medical questions, it's history, it's background, their own set of field sobriety and A-RIDE exams, everything. I've done this quite a lot. I've been certified in court as an expert in HGN, make 20-some DUI arrests a year. I know how Maryland courts are for DUI investigations, for DUI lockups, particularly when it comes to DRE cases, which this would have been. So it would have been my word, my observations against Mr. Trumbull with no blood kit and 000s on breath. I also knew that we had towed his car because he was parked in the middle of a private dealership. And I determined that based on my observations that he was starting to calm down, that he was forming more coherent sentences, he was still clenching his jaw, but he was not shaking any longer, that whatever substance he had initially taken prior to driving was either coming out of his system or slowly metabolizing and making it so that he was normal again, at least more in line with normal. So I said, okay, based on the totality of everything, it's the middle of the night, I have his car, he's got a phone and a way to get home, I'm just going to cut him loose without charges, issue him traffic citations, and we'll all move on with our lives. The issue of impaired driving has been resolved for that night because he's no longer operating a motor vehicle. That was my thought process for that.
Okay. Before we move on, just a quick question, but DFC Roush, for my information, wasn't there a time where Mr. Trumbull also challenged the trooper's qualifications before he invoked?
Yes, sir. That was during that 3-minute conversation when he asked about his education, his history. It was a very odd series of questions.
Yeah, I didn't think you said it, so I just wanted to bring it out to get it on the record.
Did you submit a driver re-exam? I'm not a DRE expert, so
No, so I typically only do that for like older people who are, running over stop signs and running into curbs to going wrong way in roadways. I believed, based on my observations, my opinions, Mr. Trumbull had some sort of stimulant that night, operated a motor vehicle, made contact with me. Whatever that was happening was in and out of his system now, and this would be a learning lesson. We all move forward, so I didn't issue. Only thing I issued were 2 traffic citations. There's no DUI, there's no driver recert, nothing.
Do you recall what the charges you issued the citations for?
Yes, sir. It was failure to. It was a red light citation. I don't remember which one, and it was a failure to provide driver's license at request of officer.
Okay. He was. The court date for those 2 payable citations was May 8th.
I believe so. I'll take your word for it.
Okay. I have the court video if you're interested. I don't see you on there.
I'm not there.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why you didn't attend court? And actually, I will withdraw that question, Mr. McAndrew.
Thank you.
I have 2 court dockets that were emailed to you April 17th and May 1st. So we email out court dockets.
Yes, from Lori, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So I have one from May 8th that shows the 2 citations from Mr. Trumbull, and the court date's the 8th, and I have an email from the 17th from her as well.
Yes, sir.
So, you were notified.
Yes, sir.
And you weren't in court. Can you provide any explanation or context to that?
Entirely an accident. I actually had court. I'd been talking with the SAO, so I had court that afternoon, and I was there and present for that. Whole bunch of emails exchanging with them. It slipped through the cracks. I straight up missed the 8:30 a.m. court dates. It was not intentional. I've never missed court in my life. This is honestly the first time. It's really unfortunate it was this case, because I know how it looks, but it was not intentional. I did not mean to miss court. I would have been there, I had known. I was woken up with a text message. I woke up at 10. With a text message from 9:30 from DeStefano asking where I was at, and my response was, "For what?" And he said, "You have court." And I said, "No, I don't." And I come to find out it was a traffic court. I'm like, oh man. And I know that traffic court's done first on the docket, and they're not going to wait for me to get there, and I'm getting out of bed at 10. Text was set a half hour ago. The chances of me making it on time for that docket are 0. So I said, I'm sorry. He goes, oh, they already know Bronx. I was like, okay, well, there we go. So, yeah, I'm 100% wasn't there. Should have been. My bad.
Okay. May I insert some commentary in case the ACC chooses to listen to this?
So I was going to advise that I had no further questions. I was going to offer Deputy Roush and then you, if there was anything else you wanted to provide in closing.
Well, on this topic,
okay.
I just think it's important to put into context that from a very early time in one's career, a deputy learns the tendencies of the district court prosecutors and the district court judges. And in these types of matters, it's widely accepted that they take the citations docket first and they move through it quickly. And to my knowledge, and I believe to my client's knowledge, if the deputy or officer doesn't answer up and they're not present, dismissed, or no pros, depending upon if there's a state's attorney there. And so for my client, once he became aware he had court, he realized, I'm not putting where he lives on the record, but he's at home, he's got his shower, get in uniform, and to go from his home to the district court, in all probability, and you have the timeline from court, the case had already been called and was over with, because nobody was going to wait unless an officer calls in or a deputy calls in and says, I'm late, I'm going to be late because I'm handling a serious traffic accident or something. The courts don't wait. They just move through and get rid of those cases. And I think that's important for the ACC to understand, that there's really no hope for my client once he realized he had missed that court.
Excuse me. Noted. I have no further questions. Deputy Roush, if you'd like to offer anything, or Mr. McAndrew, in closing.
No, sir.
I do have some thoughts I want to share, because based on my experience, there were some takeaways that I gleaned from the body-worn camera footage that I observed. and I too noticed the clues, the behavioral issues with Mr. Trumbull, and in my own experience in representing law enforcement and whatnot, I mean, I know how to assess and as my client said, use the building blocks and, put together probable cause based on the totality of the circumstances as known then, and based in part on the observations, in large part on the observations of the operator. And what struck me when I saw the video is that Mr. Trumbull was, I'll say, argumentative. He challenged my client repeatedly. Most motorists don't do that. And the consequence of this stop, as you know, resulted in the creation of a very biased and one-sided video that went viral. And as a consequence, and I don't want the ACC to know this, as a consequence, and you know, Lieutenant, and my client has forwarded to you direct emails he's received from people hiding behind their anonymity to threaten him or tell him he should commit suicide, so on and so forth. This event has taken a tremendous toll on my client and his family. He's already paid a very steep price for this because what happened out on the internet, it's despicable. And sadly, it won't be the last time it happens, at least with respect to my client anyway. But in the future, there will be something like that. And this particular motorist struck me as being relatively intelligent, or maybe even up there with an IQ. And I wasn't surprised when my staff developed evidence of a similar situation involving this very young man in December of 2023. It's a smaller clip, it's on YouTube, and he's arguing with both of the officers. I think they were officers, not deputies, arguing with them over the PBT and so forth. And so I don't know if this guy gets his kicks to do this. I have no idea. The red light violation as described by my client to me, they don't come any more blatant. There's a marked Frederick County Sheriff's vehicle approaching the very same red light, and Mr. Trumbull goes by the deputy and slows a little bit, but certainly doesn't yield for the red light, busts that intersection big. It's not like he hit his light or hit his brakes halfway through, realizing what he had just done. He blew it as one can blow a red light in the most extreme fashion. And so I have some serious questions about Mr. Trumbull, but it alarmed me that this is not the first event like this where he's been pulled over for suspected DUI, and he has a field day being argumentative and challenging those arresting officers in that earlier case. And so I just want the ACC to understand, and I want the sheriff to understand, there are some policy violations here. We know that. My client did not give out his ID. We know that. And we take ownership of we take ownership of that. And the matrix calls for aggravating and mitigating factors in cases. This is a huge mitigation case because I don't think this case can be viewed in the light narrowly about the stop. I think it has to be viewed more broadly because my client has really paid a dear price as a consequence of this stop, and he could not have been painted any more negatively or in a negative light as a sheriff's deputy on social media, and it's a disgrace. And to me, that should be considered as a mitigating factor because this has really taken a toll on him and on his family. None of us wants to be the subject of a self-serving, chopped up, inflammatory, biased, out of context video. And I know there's a segment of our population that just doesn't like the police. It's that simple. And some of those commented and showed their heads. And again, it's great when you can hide behind anonymity and a handle and all that other nonsense. But my point is, this is a big price for my client. And I would ask you to take that into consideration. And I'm asking the sheriff to take it into consideration as a very large and significant mitigating factor when this matter is ultimately reviewed. And I thank you for listening. I thank you for the time to share those thoughts, but I feel very deeply and seriously about what my client's been through. It's been a nightmare.
All right, it is 4:55. Unless anybody has anything else, I will be terminating the recording. All right, it is 8:16, Wednesday, May 14th. Lieutenant Hyatt, the Sheriff's Office here at the LEC, and I'm here with
Sergeant Sturm.
All right, we're going to go over the witness employee statement. My printer's not working. If you could just verbally acknowledge. I'm conducting an internal investigation. At this time, you're not the subject of the complaint. You're simply being interviewed as a witness. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Because of that, you're not entitled to have counsel present. You understand that?
Yes.
In the event that you feel that any answer may potentially focus the subject of the investigation onto you, just advise, stop the interview, okay? And we'll give you the opportunity to confer with counsel. All right. Anything regarding the performance of official duties answered fully and truthfully, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. And except as authorized or required, while this matter remains open, do not discuss it with anyone else. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. In late March of this year, Deputy Roush made a DUI arrest, and I had the video footage available for you as well as a refresher. But you were requested to respond as a breath tech operator, and the gentleman was Mr. Levi Trumbull, who's visible on the screen. Do you recognize?
Yes.
And recall this incident?
Yes.
Okay. And during this, Mr. Trumbull did perform a breath test, correct?
Yes, he did.
And do you recall the results?
0.00.
Okay. And during the period where you were interacting and in the room with Mr. Trumbull, did you form any opinion about his level of impairment as far as like slurred speech or unsteady coordination?
I did not notice anything.
Okay. Bloodshot eyes?
No.
Okay. Odor of alcohol?
No, I didn't smell anything.
Okay. And just to go back to the bloodshot eyes, you said no, you didn't see anything, or no, you didn't form an opinion?
I didn't take notice to his eyes or anything like that.
Okay.
I've known that to look for the odor, and I didn't smell anything on him.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can recall that you think might be helpful for this investigation?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. I have no other questions, and I'll be terminating the recording. All right, it is 7:46, Wednesday, May 14th, and it's Lieutenant Jeff Hyatt with the Sheriff's Office here at the LEC, and I'm here with
Corporal Adam Oliar, the Miranda State Police.
All right, and Corporal Oliar, we've discussed, I'm conducting an internal investigation. I have the video up from the incident in question. And do you recognize this gentleman from the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this occurred from a traffic stop in March of this year?
That sounds right, yes, sir.
Okay. And were you requested, or did you respond to assist the Sheriff's Office for a DRE request?
Yes, sir.
And what is a DRE?
A DRE stands for drug recognition expert. It's someone who's highly trained to perceive impairment that are other from sources other than alcohol.
Okay. And when an officer or a trooper or a deputy makes an arrest, they bring someone here back to the LEC or some other barrack, they conduct a breath test, and generally the breath test is going to have to be zeros, indicating that there's no alcohol and there's reason to believe there's some other indicator of impairment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the DRE will then conduct a series of tests to help establish what information is available to categorize what, if any, is causing an impairment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this video clip that you're involved with is about 5.5 minutes long. Did you conduct any formal DRE test?
No, sir.
Okay. And did you produce any records as far as incident reports, field notes, etc.?
No, sir.
So,
I did begin to write my initial interview of Deputy Roush, I think his name is. Because the first thing I always do is actually interview the arresting officer.
Okay.
So I do have a form where I just took some notes on what he said.
Okay.
Aside from that, I mean, I didn't, as you saw in the video, I didn't get very far with Mr. Trumbull. So
okay.
I didn't take any notes aside from maybe writing his name down at the top of the DRE sheet and things like that.
Okay. Do you submit that form? Do you retain it?
I still have it if you need a copy.
If you could provide a copy, that would be helpful.
Absolutely.
Do you recall from the conversation with Deputy Roush, I'm assuming that's basically the deputy will explain the stop and what factors they observed.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall anything from that conversation?
Vaguely, yeah. I can. He said things along the lines. Like I asked him what his reason for the stop was, and he said he stopped at, but then ran through a red light. And mind you, I'm trying to remember this from almost 2 months ago.
Yep.
So pardon me if I get a few little details wrong. But he stopped and then ran through a red light. And he says that when he spoke to him, Mr. Trumbull was very confrontational, very excited and agitated, and that he was continually repeating what he was saying. And I think those are the ones that at least stuck in my mind, because those are good general indicators for impairments for certain categories of drugs, potentially.
Okay. And during the few minutes that you interacted with Mr. Trumbull, even though there wasn't a formal DRE exam or administration of DRE test, did you begin to form any opinions about potential level of impairment?
I can't form an official opinion without the entirety of the evaluation. It's just how the DRE process works.
Okay.
But if enough evidence is produced to say that I can at least argue impairment, then I have the ability to ask for blood, and I just didn't reach that threshold talking to Mr. Trumbull that day.
Okay. During the time that you were in contact, did you detect the odor of alcohol and narcotics?
No, I didn't detect any odors on him. I would say I definitely understood what Deputy Roush was saying, based on some of Mr. Trumbull's behaviors did seem unusual, and would reasonably lead someone to think that there is a possible impairment, but I wouldn't say that what I saw even led me to a threshold to say that I think I had enough to ask for blood.
Okay. Anything along the lines of like slurred speech, impaired coordination, bloodshot eyes?
No, nothing like that. More of just the kind of excited nature of how he talked, some of the peculiar ways in which he kind of moved, and some of the things he said when he was speaking. Okay.
Just going back to like the slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, did you form an opinion on that, on any of those, to your recollection?
No, not to my recollection. I didn't, to the best of my memory, remember any slurred speech or bloodshot eyes. I can't say that I did. Mind you, that's generally the eyes is further in the test. That's not something I normally try and focus on during my initial conversation. Okay. Because I don't know if I was explicitly told, but I was led to believe that he was willing to do the DRE eval. So I was trying to get through my normal course of conversation, have general conversation with him. And when he lawyered up after I read Miranda, I was like, oh, okay, we kind of wasn't expecting that. So I wasn't thinking to, take a real good look at his eyes, because I didn't realize I'd only have 4 or 5 minutes to talk to him.
Okay. And this is just for me. I'm not familiar with the DRE process. Is Miranda something that's it's standard?
Yeah, it's I would say step 1 of the DRE process.
Part of that initial intake, basically?
Right. So the step 1 for me is always interviewing the arresting officer, and then when I finally sit down with the arrestee, step 1 is always explain who I am, why I'm there, and then immediately discuss Miranda, or advise Miranda, because of the investigative nature and obviously the obvious detention. Everything I do past that has to be under Miranda.
Okay, so I just want to summarize our conversation. You spoke with Deputy Roush, and you recall basically that Deputy Roush provided some behavioral indicators consistent with impairment, but not necessarily definitive with impairment.
Sure. Yeah.
And you briefly interacted with him, which is captured on your body camera footage. There were some behaviors that you noted as possibly consistent with impairment, but because the DRE process did not continue, you did not conduct any battery of tests or formal examination.
Correct.
And didn't form a quote-unquote professional opinion?
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that maybe I haven't asked the right question, or you might otherwise be helpful to that?
Let me think about that. I don't know. Not really. It was an odd few minutes, but aside from that, I mean, nothing I can really think about to help in the investigation.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that you had a form that you began to fill out.
Yes, sir.
If you could just provide that a copy to me, I'll give you my email. At this time, I have no further questions, and I'll be terminating the recording, okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so there we have it. That was the internal investigation audio as it relates to the one conducted by Lieutenant Jeff Hyatt of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. I will just quickly point out that Deputy Roush was administratively charged for 4 violations, count them 1, 2, 3, 4 violations of departmental code. So we're not going to get into them all right now, but I will put a link in the description if you want to read the publicly disclosable report on the incident that was typed up by Lieutenant Hyatt. Again, that will be in the description. Guys, the final video that I want to bring to you to close out is the one that we most recently put out about how we filed an MTCA claim, Maryland Tort Claims Act.
Right.
LGTCA notice is what we also filed, Local Government Tort Claims Act. Basically, that's a notice of intent to sue the government. You have to go through that in order to bring a state claim or federal claim and see if the liability insurance carrier wants to settle it out pre-litigation. So we're going to show you that clip, that last video that we did, where we served those LGTCA, MTCA notices, because that will bring you full circle and up to speed. So let's bring that to you right now, and we'll meet you, as always, on the back end of that. All right, guys, what's happening? Levi Trumbull here. Today with me is Sean Porter. We are reporting from Winchester Hall, the heart of Frederick County, Maryland. We have very big breaking news as it relates to my March 29th, 2025 false DUI arrest that was conducted by Deputy Roush of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. We just got finished, actually, serving what, and Sean will explain this in a little bit, but MTCA, LGTCA notices onto essentially 3 governmental agencies. Now that stands for Local Government Tort Claims Act notice and then Maryland Tort Claims Act notices. We served those onto the treasurer. That was actually done last week. And then it's December 31st. Today we just got finished wrapping up serving Sheriff Chuck Jenkins a copy of the MTCA, LGTCA, and then we also just effectuated service on the county attorney's office here in this building, which is Winchester Hall. Now, as much as we would have liked to have filmed those interactions with the state treasurer of Maryland and with Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, we were not able to because those were restricted areas. We could not bring cameras in those areas, but we were in fact able to film our process of service here in this building, Winchester Hall. So guys, to explain all of this, this is not litigation yet, but it is a very crucial step as it relates to this process of litigating this issue as it relates to my false DUI arrest. If you could explain to the audience what LGTCA is, what MTCA is, and why that is a very important step before filing any litigation in the state of Maryland.
Basically, if it's a state agency, you have to notify the treasurer and give them a chance to look at whether or not they're going to cover a claim, put them on notice, so to speak, give them a chance to resolve any sort of issue you may have. And then when it comes to Local Government Tort Claims Act notice, it's the same sort of situation. They're basically the same exact notification. How much you're seeking, which in this case it's $1 million. What happened, false DUI arrest, and a little bit of articulation about the damages that arose as a result of the tortious actions of the individuals that perpetrated the act upon you. And with the Local Government Tort Claims Act notice, essentially they are going to go to their insurance carrier, be it LGIT or someone like Travelers. And long story short, it's going to give them an opportunity to negotiate a settlement with the insurance carrier for the sheriff's office. Specifically, whoever it is who insures Deputy Roush is going to have to work things out with Levi Trumbull's attorney. Now, there is a time requirement. You have to serve these notices within a year of the tortious action occurring. In this case, it's actually a deprivation of civil rights under color of law. You don't actually technically need a Tort Claims Act notice for this type of action. However, we don't want that to be be their first defense when we sue them if the settlement negotiations don't go Levi's way. We have a ballpark idea of what it's worth. Like I said earlier, he's seeking $1 million in damages for being falsely arrested and being deprived of his civil liberties, his freedom, for several hours, being traumatized. He's afraid of police. He's afraid of getting stopped. He doesn't drive as often at night because he knows that Deputy Roush is still out there prowling for young men to take advantage of and to pull over without probable cause and then to arrest without probable cause. So there's a lot of issues dealing with that, but we got those notifications done. So Levi's lawsuit against Deputy Roush, which has nothing to do with the lovely Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, who we just served earlier.
This essentially will give the government the opportunity here in the state of Maryland, Frederick County Sheriff's Office, Frederick County in general, to be able to settle the matter pre-litigation without the need for litigation. So with that being said, what we're now going to do is we're going to show you what process of service actually looks like here at Winchester Hall onto the county attorney's office. We pulled a little joke on him. We're making light of the situation, as you can tell. Obviously it's great. So it's a little paternity suit type situation. So we think you're going to like this video. Check it out right here, and then we will meet you at the back end. All right, guys, Winchester Hall. All holiday and festive. Mr. Porter serving some documents.
Hello. I can help you. You the security guy?
Yes.
What was your name?
Chris Reed.
Chris Reed. I don't know how to tell you, so congratulations, you're a father. This is a paternity suit. Looks like you were having a little bit too much fun about a year ago. Congratulations. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. The client didn't tell me that, but that's your summons, and you need to appear. We're going to do a DNA test on you.
Okay.
Yep. No. I was
like, woo!
You got some action you don't even remember getting.
It's like, man, I don't want to sleep on the couch.
Your wife's going to be pissed.
Oh, man, close call. Really close call.
I was like...
You believe me for like 30 seconds.
No, I'm just like...
They must have confused me with
a boring person.
I'm
a boring person. There's no way. I'll do much.
That's hysterical.
Sir, you got a sock pregnant?
Yeah.
We're actually here for Brian Black.
Brian Black?
Yeah.
All right. It's, you have to be in the green folder?
Well, I think either Charlie or Randy is going to be taking it.
Let me call Randy.
What is Charlie? Is Brian not here?
No, and I believe the security supervisor is wanting to take it.
Charlie Snyder.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
Charlie's
you were... Never mind, Randy's here. All good.
Randy?
Randy
What's happening?
Well, I'm one of the supervisors. What's up?
Oh, we needed to serve Brian Black, Local Government Tort Claims Act notice.
Okay.
And is he here?
I don't believe so, but he did give us authorization to take that from you, Sean.
Awesome.
If that's okay with
See,
you.
you even know me by name.
Yes, I do.
Amazing. You've been waiting for this.
Well, we thought you were coming last week, but yeah.
You're a week late.
Well, we have someone that is late at waking up to do stuff, and then he forgets what day it is. And he actually thought parking was free for the first 30 minutes in metered parking spaces.
Oh, no.
He just now learned that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm living by my own rules over here, guys.
Yeah, so
but we will make sure Mr. Black gets this.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And just for the record, it is not a paternity suit for Mr.
They got me pretty good. They got me pretty good.
He was thinking.
Well, I was like, I'm such a boring person. I was like, I don't do anything.
He's like, is there a night that is escaping my mind?
Wild younger days.
Man,
when you were young.
Most wild I ever was McDonald's late at night.
There we go.
That dollar menu, it'll get you every time.
All right, and there you have it. That is what it looks like to come serve a legal claim notice here at Winchester Hall. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this long movie of a video. I'm so proud to be able to share all of this with this audience. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Thank you all for redressing grievances, for really moving this ball forward. Anybody who wants to use any of these clips, We don't care about copyright. Share it to your heart is content. And guys, like I told you at the beginning, we were going to share some big news at the end of this video. Here's that news right now. The LGTCA, MTCA, the insurance carrier got it, and they denied liability. Did you hear that?
Insane.
They denied liability.
Of course.
So what does that mean? This audience can guess it. Here comes the massive $1 million federal rights civil lawsuit to be filed in federal United States District Court.
Love that.
Coming soon. So that is now on the books. Coming up, but it also means I probably won't be able to talk about this case for a while. So until then, I wanted to bring you guys this video, something for you guys to chew on for a little bit. It's all here. Share it, use it, repurpose it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.